Yo, 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 what's good, family? How we doing? How we living out there? Grand Risings. Welcome to the coffee shop with 10 Toes 3, your host. Live and direct with it. Got another stream of news for today, this night, morning, evening, whatever time it finds you. Hope y'all are doing good, man. For real, for real. We just applied for YouTube partnership tier 1, so I appreciate all your watch time, all the subscribes, things like that. I'll just make sure that wire wasn't in the frame because it wasn't a frame last time. So yeah, real talk. It means a lot, man. I've been having this channel for a hot minute, bro. I think going on like 7 years, something like that. Just kind of on and off been posting, but now really kicking in. So all I just appreciate you guys a lot. So if you are watching, thank you. Please subscribe if you have not. If you do content as well, let us know in the comments, bro. We'll tap in. I'm active here, TikTok, Twitch, all of that. Nonetheless, let's hop into it. I think this is Streamer TV news with some Emiru vibes, maybe some other stuff sprinkled in. You're getting a fresh react with your mans. Let's hop in.
In recent news, Twitch and its CEO Dan Clancy came under heavy scrutiny from the streaming community after Emiru was assaulted by an attendee at a meet and greet event. Critics questioned...
Oh, pause gang. So I was there at the TwitchCon for those of you who, y'all probably already seen it. I did a lot of shorts on different platforms about it. I was thinking about doing a YouTube a vlog for it. But a lot of my stuff is on my on my laptop. I don't have an SD card on my other computer, SD card reader. So I will do a vlog on the TwitchCon thing soon as well. And I have also met Dan Clancy, who seems to be, a decent guy for the most part. At least tries to be active. So I'm connected and invested in this story a lot. Let's go. Let's let them cook.
At a meet and greet event, critics questioned whether Twitch's event security and post-incident communication were adequate.
All right, pause. I'll read this one. We wanted to follow up on, this is from Twitch themselves. We wanted to follow up on the post we recently made about a security incident at TwitchCon San Diego. As you know, at the 2025 TwitchCon San Diego event, one of our valued creators, Emiru, was assaulted. I'll put my reaction to that one in the comment section here as well. Because, dude, I was actually attending. I didn't see when it happened, but we did react pretty quick. And I was actually talking about it on live today with Asian Rice Cakes, and you called me a chic. Shout out to both of them too. Streaming senseis, man, big W individuals. But now it came up that Brody was basically saying, Cakes was like, bro, the attendance this year will likely be down because of issues like this. And he's like, and what's funny, he brought up, what's funny is they already have the convention center rented, right? It's already locked in for the next 5 years. There's a contract. Now, this time last year, we would have already seen the release of certain said dates that they were going to be doing a con. This time, they didn't release the dates. So my theory was that they did that because it would come off as distasteful or tone deaf, and this definitely speaks to that. Although Twitch works really hard to keep TwitchCon attendees safe and to prevent incidents like this from happening, we failed to do both things in this case. Wow, that's big that they're actually admitting it. We got to give them credit for that. We failed to do both in this case to keep Emiru safe and to prevent the assault from happening. We do deeply regret the issue we caused for Emiru and our other creators and the entire community. In recognition of Emiru's advocacy, Twitch will be making a donation to support non-profit organizations working to. Oh, really? I think they would. That's good that they're making that donation. That's cool. But personally, I think you should have just let people have their own security. Let these top creators have their own security. Stop kicking. Don't kick Emiru security out. Give them kind of the right of way to an extent. You know what I mean? Give them a right of way to an extent. Maybe even make it to where they gotta have like body cams on or something like that. But let the top creators have their securities, because then that would make it to where more top creators will come, and then that's gonna in turn increase the overall turnout.
Several outlets reported that Clancy said Twitch failed in both preventing the incident and responding in its aftermath. On the official Twitch X account, and subsequently via Clancy's own post, the company acknowledged its shortcoming. Clancy wrote, "Twitch failed in our response to the assault of Emiru at 2025 TwitchCon San Diego, and in particular, I failed to communicate clearly in talking about the incident afterwards during an interview." He added that he did not intend to suggest that Emiru bore any responsibility for what happened. He further stated, "Although Twitch works very hard to try to keep TwitchCon attendees safe and to prevent incidents like this from happening, we failed to do both things in this case, to keep Emiru safe and to prevent the assault from happening. We deeply regret the distress we caused for Emiru, our other creators, and the entire community. In recognition of Emiru's advocacy, Twitch will be making a donation to support non-profit organizations working to prevent SU violence." Asmongold publicly criticized Twitch's handling of the assault incident and placed significant blame on the company's security measures and leadership. In a live stream and on social media, he said that Twitch and its CEO, Dan Clancy, had failed creators and attendees by allowing such an incident to occur, specifically referencing the assault.
Pause. I didn't see Asmongold's tweet right there. What did he say? How can we expect you to take a call seriously at your events if you can't even ban people who have committed it 4 times on 2 separate people on your platform? Wow, so that same dude did that? Or this? That's crazy work.
CEO Dan Clancy had failed creators and attendees by allowing such an incident to occur, specifically referencing the assault of Emiru during the meet and greet. He also echoed statements that the platform needed to be held accountable, pointing to what he described as lax security. Anyone could have seen this happening, and the idea that creators, particularly women, would
I spoke about this security situation as well on the TikTok live I just did with the Sheik and Asian Rice Cakes, and I will say that the security wasn't necessarily lax because people were trying to do their job. Security did the best that they could with what they had. It's just that it seems as if the security was ran through like a temp agency that, you know, it's just when I've heard reports that people that went to work one day, maybe were doing ticket booth or, you know, maybe working the door or something like that, they were switched to another booth or another station the next day. So it was kind of hard for them to really have a good grasp on what the job, you know, was from day to day. So I imagine they probably did the best they could. And me personally, my experience was, I got turned away with my bag. The first time they let me through with my bag, because I had I guess one person thought I met the qualifications, but after that, you know, I had to check it in each time, and they're pretty stringent about that. And security seemed like they were trying to do their job. It didn't look like they were the biggest, most beefiest guys at the front, but it seemed like they were definitely trying to do the best that they could.
Being placed in vulnerable positions without sufficient protection. Emiru has a great chance with a civil claim against Twitch, where Dan Clancy would almost certainly settle. The official Twitch statements are effectively an admission of liability. These funds could then be used to dunk on Ms. Keefe for a Catholic laugh. I remember seeing Dan on his way to becoming an affiliate, then partner on Twitch journey as CEO, and thought it was the coolest thing. I'd never seen a CEO do what he did, getting involved in the product and be well known and looked up to by the consumers. It's really sad to see how things have evolved over the last year. I've lost complete hope in his ability to run the platform, and all of Twitch staff as well. It's corrupt from top to bottom, and you can't change my mind on that. 1. Bias on bans depending on...
Wow, that is sad. It's sad to see those minds change too, especially when it looked like, you know, Dan Clancy was really putting the boots to the ground work and like, hey guys, look at me. I'm just a regular streamer just like you. I know what it feels like. And then to go from that to, you know, a lot of the feelings of him being tone deaf, like not being able to articulately and timely respond to the Emiru situation, like with a good address that seemed like it was heartfelt. It felt like, you know, some people were saying that it came off like it was being written by ChatGPT or something like that. So I can see the fall from grace and feel the disappointment because, you know, I also seen a lot of the Dan Clancy evolution and kind of was sold on the idea that he was a CEO who was really for the creators and knew what it was like to kind of be in the creator's shoes.
Political beliefs. 2. Lack of bans on TOS offences committed by a certain side. 3. TwitchCon aka AssaultCon 2 years running. 4. Zoe Spencer and Nina Lynn literally assaulted someone on the platform and they are unbanned. It seems only Dan Clancy and Twitch only care if girls get us assaulted. But if
now keep it a being. I'm gonna also, you know, level 2 chat and be real. Now keep in mind a lot of these takes and a lot of the posts are going to be written by creators who are almost incentivized to have the most polarizing or the most attention grabbing post. So kind of have to keep that in mind, because like if you look at a majority of the live streams at the TwitchCon, there wasn't a whole lot of violence happening. There was still police there. There's still police outside. If anybody got too buck wild, I mean, of course, the guy who assaulted Emiru, that was crazy that he got away. I'm not refuting that, and I still think that's buck wild. But dude, there was still a great police presence there, and I think in general, it felt like the environment was well protected. Though, like getting inside the convention, like yeah, there may have not been as much of a police presence, but definitely outside of it, it was there and looked like nothing crazy could really jump off on a large scale, you know.
Men gets assaulted, then it's fair game. Numplol and Wake Wilder got S assaulted on event grounds last year at TwitchCon 2024 and nothing happened, and said gets S assaulted by 2 female streamers and they just get a slap on the wrist. Either Amazon needs to clean house or just burn Twitch to the ground, and we'll just have to try and remember the good days it once had, because those days are long gone.
Yeah, in a nutshell, bro, they being a little bit over dramatic with it, homie. I mean, just a little bit, just a tad over dramatic. Though those things are horrible, and we want to make sure those behaviors are not tolerated and not, you know, and definitely addressed. Bro, it was not happening that crazy from my perspective. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing wild out. I ain't seen nobody really wild out crazy. They couldn't. The police presence was there.
In other news, Cinna reveals that OTK reached out to her in the past about joining the org, decided it wasn't the right fit at the time, and sees agent/close friends as helping guide her to that decision, and rejects joining the org. After hit social media, Asmongold shares his response to the viral clip in the following.
It's page and Cinna with OTK. With OTK and everything, I didn't leave the org and disconnect myself so I could talk about some fucking bullshit with Cinna and OTK. Straight up. Like, that's precisely the reason stuff like that is exactly why I left.
She's only talking about this because it's safe to shit on OTK.
Pause, bro. You should have talked about that. You talk about everything else. Come on, Asman. He's like, that's why I left. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. I see what he's saying. He's basically saying the drama is not for him. He doesn't want to be a part of it. But shit, damn. Being a streamer, homie, that's kind of what, you know, it's kind of what you're part of, though. That's your org, man. It's still your org. Talk about it, Asman. It's your reaction channel. React to it.
Left.
She's only talking about this because it's safe to shit on OTK. In the past 4 weeks, she was on NMPLOL stream talking about making OTK great again and making Austin popping again. This was before even meeting Agent, so obviously she was intending to join but pivoted. I still remember when Tectone Video called her and told her Nick said yes, he can invite her to game day and that she can come that week. After that, she went from 400 viewers that she was stuck on for 2 years to 4,000 AVG and Miz invited her afterwards. Stay humble, Asman himself.
Ooh, so they saying Cinna done switched because the tides have turned on OTK. Oh my God, opportunist.
Said that he regrets creating OTK after what Miz did to Emmy, so Cinnabrit kind of dodged a bullet there. And at Valkyrie, you should not let your crazy chat tell you that asking for advice from Asmon is a bad thing. He's not a bad guy, nothing like what they claim. Kick streamer Jackie gets into a car crash on stream.
Pause, I think we already did that one. But yo, I think, bro, this might be one of them cases where somebody may have an ulterior motive. Hold on, let me just double check Scrub. Yeah, that's pretty much all. We already talked about the car crash thing. This is a situation, I think, Chad, where maybe somebody see, you know, she might already had a bone to pick OTK. Or she might be found another way. She might want to do an AMP instead. But it looked like, hey, there, and especially because her beef with Miz, she's like, or maybe she didn't like him already and was like, look, this is the perfect opportunity for me to say, boom, throw the middle finger up to Miz and then and their crew and still, you know, extrapolate that value, you know, extract that value from the situation or from the relationship. And pivot onto, you know, bigger and better collaborations while still keeping that viewership. It looks like a power play to me, gang. And wow. W Dan Clancy and Twitch, I guess, for still coming forward with the apology. I hope going forward that they can really paint a better picture. You know, as far as their PR and as far as how things are looking and these stories that they get out and have better You know, I guess just better ways of how they run the conventions. But I just do caution listeners and viewers that see that type of media associated with con, especially people who were kind of like think about going. Like, dude, think about who's reporting on it. It's gonna be a lot of influencers chat, and I will say that they will gas it up, fam. They go and gas it up, especially for some of the ones who didn't go, because a lot of those people don't like to leave the house. It's an uncomfortable feeling, like when you're getting out of your comfort bubble and going to somewhere else, especially those of us who haven't really traveled a lot. So you may have some people who have the FOMO, but they still don't want to go though. So they'll like just down it, and whatever little thing that happens, they'll exacerbate it for the story too, especially because now a lot of people get incentivized to do so. So I think that's important to keep in mind. And if you do go, dude, I think it's a great experience. Not only because of just the convention itself, because just like, dude, yeah, another tidbit, there was a lot of big turnout. People were even saying they weren't going to go this year, but there was a crap ton of people this year. Me personally, I've seen more people this year than I did last year. And of course, everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna go." And they went crazy and turned out crazy. But y'all let me know though. You think would it still be something you consider to do, or do they just put a bad sour taste in your mouth? Would you never go to one of the TwitchCons, or do you think, you know, is there a different place that we should probably go if you want to? What place would y'all consider going for networking? They do got a lot of other conventions that are out and that are kind of buzzing. Let me know something, family. Appreciate your time and attention. Hope you have a blessed one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, love.